What's up, gaming heroes? Welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at my channel as a whole and the direction that we're going to be taking during the next 3 months. We're going to cover some exciting changes that will be taking place on the channel and just how we want to move forward. So I really hope that you guys appreciate this update just from me on my side and kind of where I want to take the channel going forward. So as we approach the 5,000 subscriber amount, which is so close, it's unbelievable. I'm very excited. I wanted to kind of discuss some of the changes. So here is one of the changes. The channel, I really feel, has got to the next step in the kind of like where I want to go with everything. And I really feel like I'm ready for a new challenge, like something additional, you know, and I'm in love with World of Warcraft as a game. I don't care what the Blizzard does to a point. Like, I might complain about a lot of stuff, but ultimately, I'm not going to leave this game. I really enjoy this game. On a whole, though, I do want to say that I really want to play World of Warcraft, The Burning Crusade. Yeah, that's right. Erosium's going to Classic. Not only that, I'm still going to be covering, you know, loads of retail content, but I also want to open kind of my horizons and not just cover gold making. So as much as I like gold making, there's only so much gold making kind of like I can cover in content without repeating myself and without copying other content creators. And realistically, that's just not something I want to do. I really want all the content I produce to be original content that you guys can watch and enjoy for both World of Warcraft and myself. Now, if I come across a really good gold farm that I think, yeah, my audience really needs to know about this, I'm going to cover it because ultimately, I do loads of gold farming on streams. I do loads of gold farming offline as well. I do loads of gold making. I just enjoy it. It's fun. It's one of the things I enjoy to do most in the game. However, as for my content on the channel here, I don't want to just say to you guys, oh yeah, I'm going to just be uploading, you know, gold making videos, because ultimately, it's going to come to a point where I'm just copying like other content creators or just re-uploading kind of content I've already made in the past. And yeah, there's certainly some interest in that, but I really think that I'm not creating the level of content that I want to create. You know, I want to be more original with my content creation. I want my videos to be way more entertaining. I want to put more time and effort into these videos so that, you know, say at the moment I release 3 videos a week. Sometimes I might not release 3 videos a week. If I'm working on a video like the one I'm working on at the moment is taking me 24 hours of recording to record, okay? And that is taking a lot of effort to do. It's not going to be a 24-hour long video. I just need to record 24 hours in order to get all the footage, to choose the best bits so that I can edit it and compile it into, you know, a reasonably length video. And to kind of like expect a situation where I've got to, you know, I've got to upload 3 videos a week. I can't keep up with that ultimately, just due to the fact that, you know, sometimes a quality video is well worth doing versus a video that, you know, that takes me like, I don't know, 30 minutes to record and then it takes me 10 minutes to edit and upload. I don't want to create videos like that. I want to create, you know, videos that I'm really proud of going forward. And I want to cover like more content in World of Warcraft, not just gold farming. I'd like to cover more Mythic Plus because I'm really passionate about Mythic Plus. I'd love to cover more raiding and then also PvP. So the direction I'm kind of going with this is I want to explore more sides of the more content within World of Warcraft. I don't want to just net myself into just gold making because there is a lot of things to do in World of Warcraft. Now, this isn't to say that I'm taking a step back from gold farming or gold making. That's massively like a feature on my channel that I really enjoy doing. However, it's more to say that I'm going to be involving additional content on my channel as well. Something that I'm really excited about is in retail, the Torghast. How the Torghast is going to be in the new update. There's mounts, there's transmogs, there's appearances changes, there's lots of different changes and even scoring. I'm really excited for that. The idea of, you know, scoring in Torghast is brilliant, and it opens up so much possibilities for different classes and how well I can do on each of those classes, all the different appearances I can collect on those classes. Now that might not necessarily be like, you know, gold, you know, making. However, it is still something really interesting that I think a lot of you guys will actually really like. Additionally, I'm going to be playing TBC, and I think at the moment I'm going to be playing TBC as a druid. Now, this is a bit of a change for me, because anyone that really knows me knows that I've played 17 years of World of Warcraft as a rogue, okay? I've played 17 years of World of Warcraft as a rogue exclusively, and I decided not to do that this time when it comes to TBC. And there's a really good reason for that. There's too many people playing rogue, and for me personally, as much as I love my rogue, I don't want to be just another cog in the wheel. I don't want to be, you know, one of millions. I would prefer to try something a bit more difficult for me personally, and push myself to improve as a general player. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be playing a little bit of Druid in TBC. I think I will be doing some gold making in TBC. So if you're into TBC, you know, Classic and everything like that, feel free to make sure you stick around, because there's going to be there's going to be some gold making happening in TBC. As for things like my Patreon, you know, where I drop, you know, those secret tips and tricks for gold making, that will still be taking place, because I still, you know, will be doing all that gold making. It's just I'll be pushing myself in other forms of content as well. For those of you that support the channel through the join button, through the memberships, I'm going to be revamping the whole membership section, and I'm going to be uploading exclusive videos for you guys. So they will be basically longer versions of the current videos that I already upload to the channel. So say, for example, if it's like a guide on the Feral Druid in TBC, I will be covering, you know, a guide on Feral Druid in TBC, but like on my normal channel. But then for the members, it will be like slightly longer, maybe like a 20-minute longer video, which covers all the extra details, which just goes a bit more into detail as to like what each move does and why that's good for the rotation and stuff like that. You know, those extra bits that take me a lot longer to compile that information, that will be there for members as well. I think with TBC, the gold making potential really opens up, because you know, there's a lot of twinks in TBC. If I remember correctly from my time in playing TBC, there was a lot of twinks, like 19 and 29 and 39 were like the twink levels, and people people popped off at those levels, dude. And the reason for that is the farming of old content dungeons really opens up to many classes, such as, you know, like for example, Alderman. Alderman is really good in TBC to farm because of the amount of twink items that drop. And that is really useful for like selling and gold making it as a general thing. So I am really excited for that, especially on my druid. I'm not sure like how many characters I'm going to level in TBC, but I'm basically in my brother's guild, which is called Infinity Loop on Dreadmist, which is a PvP realm. It's a massive guild. It is the top alliance guild on Dreadmist. And yeah, my brother's guild master. Got my dad in here. We've got my two older brothers. Anyone that wants to join, you know, Dreadmist and get involved in an awesome raiding guild and stuff like that on Classic World of Warcraft, you are welcome to join me in that adventure. That being said, though, you are proven by your own merit. You know, you got to work hard if you wanna do well. It just comes down to yourself. With World of Warcraft retail, I plan in 9.1. I've got a couple plans. I want to level more alts from level 50 to 60. So I'm going to be really focusing on like the fastest way to level from 50 to 60. That's something I really want to experiment with and see if I can like personally add some value to that, and potentially like find a quicker way to do it and the fastest way to do it. So I'm going to be reaching out to some speedrunners who speedrun 50 to 60, talk to them, talk about, you know, how they can do it, and see if I can create a way for, you know, the average World of Warcraft player to easily speed up their, say, leveling from 50 to 60 by an hour or 2 hours. That would be really awesome if I could do that and help you guys with that. So that is also something that, you know, I'm going to be looking into in the future going forward. Now, once, you know, I've got multiple alts in patch 9.1, you're actually going to be able to trade Soul Ash. So I don't know if you guys realize how massive of an effect that has on World of Warcraft in retail, but that has a huge, massive effect on retail WoW. Basically, alts are now going to be a much bigger thing in retail WoW. Now, they're already quite a big thing, but a lot of people level alts and they don't do like legendaries. They might get their first legendary, but they won't get their second, like tier or third tier, etc., etc. That's going to change because you can now trade soul. You can send your soul ash to your other alts, yeah. Because you can do that now, that completely changes the legendaries because a lot more people are going to be going after those legendaries. A lot more people are going to have multiple characters that they're progressing with as a result of that. So Torghast is going to be becoming a lot more fun. I want to, as I say, create a few Torghast videos just about that stuff because I think it's going to be really, really fun content. This also means that, you know, legendaries are going to be really profitable on a whole. So I imagine, you know, for the first few weeks it's going to be kind of crazy, but then after that I really suspect that the legendary market will really go down the Swanee, and I think a lot of people will make it to the point where legendaries aren't very profitable to craft because of like how many are listed on the auction house. So with that being said, I realistically think that as a gold maker, what I would be suggesting to people, if you are a serious gold maker and you want to make a lot of gold from the legendary market, I would avoid high pop and full pop realms altogether for this. And the reason for this is I sincerely think that those markets will be ridiculously broken for the legendary markets. I don't think you're going to make a lot of profit. That's my prediction. I think you're going to make an absolute terrible profit on those types of realms. I know Silvermoon is, as an example, is a full pop realm, and I just know already there's going to be like almost no profit to be made. So I'm not investing in that market right now. Well, I am, but not in the way that you might think. I mean, this is something, you know, I typically cover with, you know, my Patreon, but I'll cover it here as well. I'm investing in materials basically for the legendary market on Silvermoon. So what am I doing there? So basically I've got about, you know, 1.2 million gold right now, and I'm investing that 1.2 million gold into all of the materials required to craft legendaries. Upon the patch dropping, I'm planning to resell those materials back to the auction house, hopefully at about a 50 to 150% markup, which is basically like the profit difference between how much I paid and how much I'm going to sell it for. This is potentially going to net me about, if I invest a full 1.2 million, it should get me to about 1.8 million to potentially even 3 mil. It entirely depends how successful that is. I think on a full pop, if you aren't investing into the actual market of, you know, legendaries, I think it's a good idea to buy the materials out and control that, because when it comes to, like, you know, the new patch, people are going to be on it like a car bonnet. You're going to be getting loads of people who are like trying to compete with selling, and they're just going to be buying up as much materials as possible. As that demand goes up, the cost of the supply will also go up, and therefore you can make a ton of gold doing that. With TBC coming out shortly, Blizzard are massively rushing this, so they are going to be dropping basically an XP boost situation. It's not really an XP boost, it's more of like they've reduced the XP required in order to get to like level 60. It's a lot quicker basically in Classic to do it, and that is because, you know, they're releasing Shamans and Paladins with the Draenei and Blood Elf races. So therefore, you've got an opportunity to get in on Classic, start now, and start leveling. I will be producing both retail and classic. I'm not going to drop one for the other. I'm not like that. I enjoy both sides of the game, and I make a lot of gold on retail that pays for 2 accounts. So it'd be kind of silly for me to just, you know, suddenly drop it, wouldn't it? I do also want to say I'm really opening the channel up in future ways to like do more community events, to open the community up to be doing things like, you know, one night we might do gold making, one night we might try and do a bit of PvE content, whether it's mythics, whether it is raiding, whether it's, you know, just mount farming, like literally anything realistically we can. And then on another night we might do some PvP, on another night we might do some classic World of Warcraft. it really is going to be a lot of fun with just going forward with changing how I kind of like approach the channel, because when you are like just focused on like say gold making, you're really like netting yourself in many ways as to the content that you can produce, and you kind of get to the point where I personally found a lot of gold makers can become quite stale, like watching their content. I don't want to insult any channel, so I'm not going to mention any names here, but I personally feel that over some time, like, you know, a good 3 to 6 months, the gold making gets a bit stale, and I don't really want to get like that. I want the channel to be, you know, continually growing always, and I want to always be playing the game and enjoying the different sides of the game, because there is so much fun in this game, and a lot of the time we kind of avoid it. We don't see the fun, and I think that's such a shame. You know, there was a lot of things in World of Warcraft that I'd like to play. Now, in the first iteration of Shadowlands, there wasn't a lot of fun in my opinion. There was just Mythic Plus, and there was raiding, and there was a bit of PvP as well. But there wasn't realistically anything unique that really got me excited to play the game. So that's pretty much why I only did gold making. Because, you know, the game didn't excite me. I didn't really care about it at all, if I'm honest with you. As for 9.1, Torghast looks like it's going to be really fun. Really fun. And I've heard that they're changing the island expeditions. I haven't seen any confirmation of this, but if they are changing the island expeditions to allow you to, you know, queue up as a one person and stuff, I think this is going to be really exciting, doing that and coming up some ways to like farm that in a really quick way, and what classes could do that in a really fast way, that type of stuff. So I'm really excited for exploring that as well. Now, I am completely open to feedback in the chat. If you guys do have, like, you know, in the comment section below, if you have any feedback at all as to like what you would like, you're dying to see here on the channel, please let me know, because I would love to cover like more content with World of Warcraft, and you maybe cover more of that stuff that you guys are kind of craving to see here on the channel. Yeah, as a content creator, I'm always looking to improve and get better at what it is I do, so I really feel open to feedback. However, that's not an invite to people being you know, toxic in the comments. If you are toxic in the comments, I just won't respond to you, and I'll probably set you as a hidden user on the channel as well. So, you know, please feel free to obviously hit me up with good feedback. Don't just be insulting for the sake of being insulting, okay, guys? All right, guys, so a bit of a shameless plug here for anyone that does want to support the channel going forward. I'm going to be changing, as I say, the whole membership side of the channel. We're going to be changing that to like the loot rarities of World of Warcraft. That's how I want to title it. And I also kind of want to give you YouTube members a bit more content, a bit more stuff to watch, and get you more involved in the community in that regard. I also want to revamp all of the emotes and get, you know, additional emotes in here. I do want to announce that on TBC I will be streaming for I will be streaming all night. So I'll be on the launch of TBC. I will be staying up all night basically streaming that game like I did with Shadowlands, and I'm really excited for seeing how that develops. I don't know if we'll be able to get very far with leveling, because you know, TBC launch was a bit of a crazy one, if I'm honest, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see how we do it in that launch. I really am. So I will see you guys then. If you do want to support me at all, please click the join button below next to the subscribe button, or check out my Patreon, where you can get access to some of my gold guides, where basically they'll take you on the journey from, you know, 0 to 200,000 gold, then 400,000 gold, then eventually, you know, 1 million. It really depends, you know, on what it is you want to do, but my Patreon covers it all. If you do want to support me, I support you back with, you know, those awesome gold guides. So thanks for watching. This is Erosium out, and I will see you next time. Really appreciate you watching.